How's it going out there, esports world, and welcome once again to BossFightTV's The Reload. As always, my name is Josh Engel.
And I'm Mike Bisson, aka Mohawk Mike, recuperating after a very long, stressful, jam-packed weekend.
We got another weekend ahead of us as well.
We always talk about things being crazy, but
it's cray.
Tis the season, tis the esports season.
This is episode number 28. Moving in on that number 30.
Almost there.
Oh, working on it. We're going to be talking about the week of June 5th through June 11th. So we're glad that you joined with us today. As always, we're going to start out talking about our awesome sponsor, iHeartEsports. Check them out at iHeartEsports on Twitter or go to iHeartEsports.com. Great guys over there. Shout out to Jason and all the hard work that he does. Also, I want to tell you guys to look out for us because we're going to be down in Orlando, Florida this weekend for CEO, which is probably going to be one of the biggest fighting game tournaments in the country, minus EVO itself.
A lot of people are calling it the warm-up to EVO.
It is. So. It is indeed. We're going to get some awesome interviews. Hopefully, we'll get people like Daigo. Oh, yeah. It should be really awesome. So be on the lookout. There will be videos hitting pretty much throughout the entire weekend. Hopefully we have internet at the venue to be able to upload stuff. So I don't want to say necessarily now that they'll be, but, I don't want to promise,
Well, regardless.
It won't be our fault.
Yes.
It'll be the internet's fault.
We'll actually be working with Team Spooky, who is live streaming the event. So be sure to watch the stream regardless for the great tournament action. But also you may see some interviews and different video material hitting the stream.
Indeed. And then make sure, we also want to shout out to Jabali and Focus Fire for getting us out here. So the big event this weekend was Major League Gaming for the Spring Championships down at Anaheim, California. I'm going to say Orlando again. That's where we're going weekend.
Coast to coast.
But there was StarCraft 2 action, fighting games, and League of Legends. So let's go ahead and jump right into the results. For each game. StarCraft 2 saw a lot of action because not only did we have the actual MLG Spring Championships, we had a KeSPA Invitational Tournament, we had the US qualifiers for the upcoming Blizzard tournament, and there's just all sorts of crazy stuff. So let's jump right on in there. We have, number one, the MLG Spring Championships. This is why everybody was there, or at least why they should be there, I guess. Although a lot of people actually showed up to watch the KeSPA, which we'll get there in a second. So we got Don Regu at number one, winning his very first Major League Gaming tournament. He won an arena, but this is his first major win, so congratulations to him. It was hard fought versus Alicia in the final battle. Number three, we have Marine King. So DRG and Marine King has really been doing a great job at recent MLGs. These are names that we see often.
Very close to seeing another grand finals between the both of them once again.
Indeed. Now we have the U.S. Nationals. We talked about the Germany Nationals last episode. It can be an event, I guess. So this is the U.S. qualifications for the Blizzard Invitational. So let's take a look at the results here. We got Vibe, Daisuke, and Insur. Those are the top three there. And then we have the KeSPA Invitational, which is really interesting to see because these players are Brood War players. They are not StarCraft 2 players. They are making the transition into StarCraft 2. If you happen to catch Live on 3, or should I say Drunk on 3 last night, I'm sorry, it was really funny. Dude, come on, man. I'm not dogging on him. It was hilarious.
It was fun to watch.
It was a good time. So shout out to everyone involved in that. We got DJ Wheat. We got Slasher, even though that guy. Oh, man. And with Sir Scoot. So seriously, don't dog on them for having fun, man. They're having a good time.
Also, though, shout out to the Level Up crew.
Yes,
actually,
indeed.
the production quality, running all the cameras and everything. Awesome. Potato Head and Alex Valle out there sitting.
I saw Alex Valle.
They were sitting like behind the stage.
But this is like the first time that these players have really kind of sat down in a really competitive setting to play StarCraft 2, other than the Pro League. So let's take a look at how everyone did. Obviously, first place is Flash, the crowd and world favorite. Flash himself, the man who beat StarCraft 2 multiplayer, the guy who played in his first match with half of his keyboard not even working.
I heard about that.
And still won. Confirmed on Live on 3.
It was confirmed? It wasn't a rumor?
Confirmed on Live on 3. And there was already memes popping up like, oh, you want to show at MLG? Break half my keyboard, still win. I don't even care. Bisu at number 2, and then third place, because they just did a straight, there's no double elimination, and they didn't do a third place match, is Jaedong and Soul Key. So Jaedong's actually another pretty big crowd favorite along with that. So congratulations to those guys. It's going to be really interesting to see how they kind of transition into StarCraft 2 in the future.
Just a side note, too, Jaedong was actually trending on Twitter.
He was.
There for a little bit.
But not Flash.
Not
what the
Flash.
heck? I don't even know.
Oh.
So, as always with every MLG event, there are multiple games. One of those games, or should I say one genre of those games, are fighting games.
Yes.
3 games. We've got King of Fighters, Mortal Kombat 9, and Soul Calibur 5.
Confirm that fighting games are involved in the esports genre.
They are. Because it is like a genre. Indeed.
Genre. Anyway.
Yes.
Let's go right into the results, though. First off, we had King of Fighters 13, which actually the favorite. I mentioned it a couple of times. Bala was able to hold down his first place.
Sure.
It was amazing when he actually won because they handed him the trophy, and there were actually a lot of people there representing. Even Ultra David was there, technically representing Mexico.
The
sombrero, fake mustache.
The ethnic community.
Yes. So that was awesome to see. Second place we have Renaud, and third place we have VVV's Romance. Moving on along into Soul Calibur 5 again. Kev, even though he didn't win the fighter arena, actually was really strong coming into this event, took first place, and the partner in crime, the French assassins, Kayane, actually took second place. So number 1, number 2 is France, and in third place we have Lost Providence. But what was the most hype and crazy, the last day championship Sunday for Mortal Kombat 9 was ridiculous.
Arturo Sanchez was freaking out, man.
Yes, everybody was freaking out. Tom Brady was losing his voice. He had to like take breaks in between casting games. But good stuff to all the guys from the Mortal Kombat community actually coming out to support not just their game, but all the games all together. Let's get into the results for that. And first place, Detroit Ballin'.
Oh, yeah.
Who the Combat Network, shout outs to the Combat Network, actually got him out to the event and kind of picked him up, took first place. Second place was DJT 1993 in a very crazy grand finals. And third place, Perfect Legend, who proved that although at MLG Columbus he did the Mike Tyson strategy where he just didn't practice and kind of didn't place that well, this event did very well.
I thought you were going to say something about biting someone's ear off.
No, he didn't bite anybody's ear off. No, he just didn't really practice. And this event he did. He said, hey guys, I've been playing with a lot of people and I'm ready for this event. So should be great to see not only into more fighting game arena events, but then also the next championships as well as EVO.
Moving on into EVO.
Perfect Legend is the returning EVO champion.
Should be awesome.
So we'll have to wait and see
Indeed.
how that goes. But while fighting games were crazy and the crowd was hype and yelling and screaming, obviously the biggest game there, I don't know, I hate, because I wasn't actually there, I hate to say it, but League of Legends.
You could hear the League crowd cheering over the StarCraft crowd.
If nothing else, they had the biggest booths.
It was like, it was like back when StarCraft first started. On MLG, or should I say when it started to get big, not when it first started. I'm not talking about the one single bench days. I'm talking like 2011 with the new main stage setup or whatever. Dude, like Tasteless and Artosis, they'd be casting and you'd hear people screaming on the other side of the arena, and it's I'm StarCraft, man. Watch your back.
Yeah, they're getting
That's all I gotta say.
out.
That's all I gotta say.
We don't know the actual 100%, the actual viewership numbers. I do know that on the Twitch TV app for smartphones, they kind of the numbers are still there, and it was constantly over 20,000 people watching, which was more than StarCraft and fighting games, even combined at some points. But
it's pretty crazy.
Didn't Sundance actually send out some kind of tweet or message saying that?
There was a tweet. He said that this broke all viewership records ever. I don't know if that meant MLG viewership records. I don't know if that meant total like esports viewership records. I don't really know, but I'm sure that they will let us know, so we'll see how it goes. But I am very interested in seeing how League of Legends turned out with viewership wise versus StarCraft.
Yes,
indeed. So let's go ahead, take a look at the results. They're kind of obvious. You know, in the finals, we saw pretty much the two main favorites of the tournament. We had Team Solo Mid and Counterlogic Gaming at first place and second game. Counterlogic Gaming, that's the North American team there. And then at number 3, third place, we have Dignitas. So congratulations to those guys. It's a great tournament, great experience. The finals with Dignitas and Counterlogic. Not only did Counterlogic reset the bracket to another best of 3, they brought it to the third game again.
Yes.
Man, I felt like it's good for the fans, and I'm just saying this because I was sitting there, I was talking to Mike about this.
It together.
You know, with my experience in working at events and stuff like that, I feel so bad for the people working the League of Legends, you know, stream and production, because everybody else, I guarantee you, they were gone. They were partying out, whatever, yeah. Except for the hard workers that break down the stages and stuff like that. But very great tournament. I don't think a fan could ask for anything better, honestly.
MLG said they were going to promise a big event. This would be the biggest event. Indeed. And this was also their 60th event. So I think that they put a lot of time and effort into it. So.
And it was the first event that I've missed in 11 events straight.
Oh, and it was the first event that didn't have Halo either.
So.
Oh, well.
So I was there.
On the somber
That's actually interesting. I was there for the very first MLG Starcraft tournament, and I was there for the very last Halo tournament.
What does he?
Man, I can't. I'm a little teary-eyed. I can't do it. Anyways, more League of Legends news.
Yeah, let's go more League of Legends.
We have the Medion Challenge, which is a League of Legends tournament by Medion. I don't know, Medion Computers. Like they make laptops and stuff. Mm-hmm. So this happened as well. Let's take a look at the results there. Also, pretty much obvious. We have some big names that you've seen. Counterlogic Gaming EU, not the NA because they were at MLG. You've got Moscow 5 at number 2 and Fnatic Raid Call at number 3. So congratulations to those guys. With the summer tournament season heating up, especially with like DreamHack coming up and things like that, be on the lookout because there's going to be a lot of League of Legends news coming out. So that is it for League of Legends, which... I mean, I guess technically we still did StarCraft first, but I mean,
it's there.
It's shuffling. We're shuffling because we got some more StarCraft news, and actually we don't have as much as we normally do. So let's take a look. We got GSL, or should I say the GSTL? We're in Group B right now. So let's take a look at the results there. We have TSL 5-3 versus Fnatic, and they also beat IMSK 5-4, and then Fnatic and SK played 5-2 in Fnatic's favor. So good stuff there. Next week, we'll obviously have more results for the GSTL. Just keep on the lookout and all that good stuff. So also, we have another team arena, the IPL Team Arena, which has been going on. This is winners bracket round number 2. We have Team Liquid 5-1 over Mouse Sports. We have Prime 5-4 over Team Acer. Hostio 5-3 over FXO CIS. And finally, last but not least, we have Slayers 5-1 over Team Empire. So good job, good work all the way around.
All the way around.
Going forward, talking about fighting games up there in MLG, we had another big fighting game event happening this weekend, the East Coast Throwdown, EVO Qualifier. Mike, how'd it go?
Well, as always, is one of the major storylines when there is an MLG event going on, at least for 2012. We had the East Coast Throwdown 4, which was hosted out of New Jersey. So obviously on the East Coast, hence the name East Coast Throwdown. While we also had MLG Anaheim going on.
The West Coast.
The West Coast. So it was kind of, you always kind of have to wait and see who's going to show up to which event, who's going to play in what games and things like that. But regardless, East Coast Throwdown 4 was an amazing tournament. We actually got to see a lot of things that were promised at other events actually come to fruition here, but I'll get into that later. Let's jump into the results. Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition version 2012. One breath. I did it in one breath that time. I'm very proud of myself. First place, we have EG's Ricky Ortiz, as well as, in second place, EG's Justin Wong.
Pretty sure that's the same as UFGT8.
Yeah. And in third place, we actually have GamerB, who, in all honesty, had a really good event. Overall, East Coast Throwdown 4. Moving on to Street Fighter Cross Tekken, Justin Wong took first place. Second place was Minion, and third place was GamerB. So, again, a third place, not bad at all. Next, we have Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which this, in all honesty, to me, was the surprise tournament. I hate to say surprise because it's not like I didn't predict it or anything, but if we look at the results here, we have Fnatic took first place, Justin Wong took second place, and Ray Ray took third place, which, as I mentioned before, one of the things that was actually unique to this event, which has been promised at a couple of events previous to this, was the actual show match between Fnatic and Ray Ray. And they played a 1-15 series. Fnatic actually pulled it out. It was 15-5. But the most interesting aspect of this was that they had all these terms that they were trying to agree on, oh, it's this money match and you have to use these characters and stuff like that. Well, they agreed that each person had to use at least Sentinel and Magneto. So they both had them on their team. Fnatic had its Storm, was his third, and Ray Ray used Ryu, was his third. Those are the same teams that they played in the show match. They actually played in the tournament. So here they are arguing over which characters to use and whatnot, and then they actually use them in the tournament, and Fnatic gets first and Ray Ray gets third. So you should definitely go back and check out that match, though, because if nothing else, the crowd went crazy. And it was
good stuff.
Ridiculous.
Great tournament.
Great tournament. Great experience. Next, we have results for Soul Calibur 5. First place, we have Waz.
Woz.
This is how I like to pronounce it. Waz. Second place, we have Thermiter. And third place, we have Prometheus, which I have not seen that movie yet. That reminds me, I need to go buy my tickets. Cough, cough. Next, we have King of Fighters 13. First place, we have Zidane. Second place, we have Rai Rai. And in third place, Combo Fiend, who is moving up the ladder, man. He's playing that King of Fighters 13. You know what his strategy is? He actually revealed it on Cross Counter Live.
Play with his face?
No, you just go. You don't block. You just go all in, go crazy. Because that's how they're doing
it thinks about
on the West Coast. Moving on along, Mortal Kombat 9. We have first place is Sonic Fox. Second place is Kivo Demand, and third place is Chaotic.
Did you just develop a Boston accent?
I think I did.
Sonic Fox?
Yeah.
Boston.
Boston. Down by the docks, drinking lagers. Next, we got Skullgirls. We have first place. Omni
Do the rest of the episode in that.
Do the rest of the episode.
You'll probably offend somebody.
All right, no, I'm not going to do that. Okay. Skullgirls, top 3. First place, we have Omni Scythe. Second place, we have Saiken. And in third place, we have Jailhouse. There are also 2 qualifying spots for the Street Fighter 2 Super Turbo Tournament of Legends. But unfortunately, with all the chaos and everything going on, I didn't actually recap on that. So I'll try and get that up later.
It's okay.
Also going on this weekend, despite everything else crazy going on, we also had the Gears of War.SE online Gears of War 3 tournament.
It was pretty hype.
Which is so funny because every time there's a major Gears of War tournament, you're like, oh, that's it. This is the last one. So Hyperfest Station 2 and
Quake's kind of do the same thing too, isn't it?
Quake's all over the place, but we'll get to that later. But this was a major online tournament for Gears of War. So big, in fact, that they actually hosted one for both the U.S. and European sector region. I don't know how to describe that.
Region.
That's
how you do it.
Anyway.
Region.
So let's go first. We're going to recap the U.S. region. Top 3 teams we have here. First place was Locks. Second place, we have Hated by Many. And at third place, Team Envious, which kind of surprising. Envious, you would think a little bit higher. But again, third place is not bad.
I want to do EU.
Josh, you go EU because these are a lot of well-known teams. I know there's one team in particular you're rooting for this whole weekend.
Man. Here we go.
Go for it.
Here are the results. You already know it's coming because you see it on the screen. We got number 1. We got Apex. Number
Gaming.
2. We got Our Damage. And number 3, which is also going to be our code for the week. So, number 3, we have Shakir's Boys, Waka Waka.
Waka Waka.
That's their team name. I'm not joking.
Yes.
Over every team that we've ever covered on this show, you guys, I love you guys.
Oh, man.
You're my favorite.
That's almost twice you've cried this episode.
Oh, man. So, if you want stickers from iHeart Esports, hashtag Shakira's Boys Waka Waka. Just do it. You need to follow us and iHeart Esports. And we are obviously at BossFightTV. Tweet at both of us, Shakira's Boys Waka Waka. Simple as that.
Sorry, I hard time keeping composed this episode.
I can't do it, man.
It's pretty good.
I'm really hyper. I had Mountain Dew for the episode, and I'm freaking out right now. I'm just saying.
Potential sponsor, wink, wink.
Mountain Dew.
Anyway, something that I like to get very, very emotional about, of course, is Quake.
Right.
Which, with DreamHack coming up this weekend, one of the one of the few major Quake tournaments that we will see this year, at least planned right now. But we actually had two going on this weekend. Too Good from the Too Good Arena. Too Good Studio actually had the Arena #3 8-player invitational tournament for Quake Live. Again, just a stellar platform of players. We had like Avic, Strengths, Rafa, the list goes on. In the grand finals, though, it was Avic who actually beat out Cypher in a series 3-1, which was good to see. Avic has kind of been up and down as far as Quake, at least lately and last year.
He's been playing some Shootmania.
Yeah, he's been playing a lot of those players.
Him and Strengths.
Shootmania. But the thing is, Cypher, who has been last year, was the player of the year in regards to Quake Live 1v1 duels. Actually, while he may have lost, he didn't lose. He got second place. Second place is still not bad.
If you're not first, you're last.
For the Too Good Arena. Well, Zotac Cup number 136, 137. I forget where we're at. Anyway, he actually won that, beating out Agent Zuzuker. So good stuff all the way around. And going forward in the DreamHack. I got you. Got my catchphrases. We're good. So good stuff for Quake, but another FPS tournament actually concluded this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Josh, I know that you were...
I'm pumped. I was pumped.
Yes.
I still am pumped. I'm pumped all the way around.
All the way
Going
around.
forward, I'm going to be pumped for this game. We got Shootmania, Storm, or should I say they've been playing the Elite mode.
Yes.
I don't know if that's technically, you should call it Shootmania Storm Elite or Shootmania Elite. I don't know. Whatever. But we had the finals happen. We reported on who was going to E3 last episode,
Yes.
which was Team YouTube Money, as well as the Mercenary Ops team. One Mercenary Ops, these guys were Counter-Strike players, and then also on the other side, YouTube Money, they're Team Fortress 2 players. So they got to go to E3, play in the finals. It was the tournament itself was good. I don't know, maybe if the players maybe didn't get as much practice time going in, or at least YouTube Money, should I say, because the matches that YouTube Money played against Mercenary Ops beforehand during the actual tournament, it was much closer.
Yes.
It was very, very close. But going into these, it was not as close, unfortunately.
Well, I think that you have the travel involved, but then also the setup. In all honesty, they were like tables like this
really high.
And YouTube Money played standing up,
right? Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, I know we're in an E3 environment, which is not very friendly to esports, seeing as most esports tournaments really try to kind of cater to the players and make them very comfortable. Whereas this seemed, I don't want to say not catered to the players, but I mean, they kind of just had to make room in their E3 booth for Ubisoft, and kind of everyone was walking around. The production value was not as good as it could have been, but the gameplay itself was still good. YouTube Money did a good job, but they could not pull it out. Let's bring up the results. We have Mercenary Ops over YouTube Money. Third place, we have Easy Peasy, which are the guys who knocked us out. You jackass. We love you guys, seriously. Easy Peasy, nicest guys ever. We actually played Mercenary Ops too before our matches that day, and those are really nice guys. Never talked to YouTube Money, so I can't make any comments on their if they're cool guys or not. I'm sure they are. But going forward, the NDA is going to be released on Friday at noon Eastern time. I believe, if I'm doing the conversion in my head right, it's 1800 hours Central something European.
Just
I don't
say
know.
Friday.
Friday. No, man, I'm releasing them on the dot.
On the dot?
On the dot. But anyways, the NDA is going to be lifted. BossFightTV, we are going to have videos ready to go. We're going to have a couple matches. We're going to have an overview video. And we're still, after we film this episode, we're going to be working on some stuff. So we're going to hit the ground running. Unfortunately, we're going to be in Orlando, so we're not going to actually be able to live stream anything. But when we get home, expect it.
Hit the ground
running.
running.
It on. It's going to be awesome.
And as always, we like to end the episode with some of the miscellaneous news, some of the things that are just kind of all over the place. Really, the biggest piece of news this weekend. Josh, hit me with it.
Well, I don't necessarily want to say it's news yet. Sundance tweeted out that they kind of jumped the gun on the quote-unquote announcement.
We had an announcement of an announcement.
But Forbes did an article about CBS Interactive and MLG working together to bring the next MLG event. It says fall, so I'm assuming it's probably going to be the Fall Championships or maybe one of the arenas. onto television, which we've talked about it here and there. You know, it's been debated on shows, and, you know, big names here and there have commented on it. And, you know, with the whole time constraint issue with going to TV versus streaming where there's no time constraints or whatever, who knows how it's going to work. But apparently they're in the talks. This is not official, according to Sundance on Twitter, but they're working together to maybe see it happen. So if you're an MLG fan, you know that in the past they've worked with the USA Network, they've worked with ESPN, so they've already been on TV. But this is the first time in, I guess you could say, this wave of esports that we might see it on US TV.
Another interesting note is that this is actually not the first time that CBS has actually attempted to do something like this. In 2007 at the World Series of Video Games, they actually did it was a structured, I can't remember if it was a half-hour or 1 hour special that they did on like Sunday morning after the tournament, where they kind of just recapped. It was like an overall experience, and they showed the finals, or highlights from the finals of each of the games. So CBS has obviously been proactive before as far as esports, and we'll have to wait and see how this comes about. So.
Indeed. Which, I mean, if you remember last episode, we talked about CBS Interactive, and I said, be on the lookout.
Yeah.
And what happened?
What happens?
This.
Right. We're on TV now.
I don't have any more miscellaneous news. I don't know about you.
I don't have anything except for the fact to remind everybody that we're going to be in Orlando, Florida for CEO.
It's going to be awesome.
Just watch. It's going to be crazy. Oh, also, Dive Kick. Officially.
Oh, yeah.
Dive
It's going to be
Kick
there.
will be at CEO 2012.
It's going to be sick. Team Kick.
I'm Team Kick. Are you Team Kick too?
I am.
Okay.
I wore Dive that one day because I knew you were going to wear a Kick. I was being the nice guy. But anyways, we want to thank you guys for watching the episode once again. We'll see you next week. We're actually going to be a day behind because we're going to be traveling on Monday. So catch us on Tuesday. But thank you for watching. As always, my name is Josh Engel, also known as Anti-Pro.
And I'm Mike Bisson, a.k.a. Mohawk Mike, thanking you for supporting esports, whatever capacity you do. And as always, thank you for considering.